Hi everybody, how are you all doing on today? I pray you all are doing well on this Hump Day Wednesday. I'm going to be hanging out in the background. I'm just going to be working here. Somebody requested a bread pudding from me, so I just thought I'd record it as I'm doing the process here. Again, this channel is not just gift baskets; it's also baking. And the love of baking and inspiration. My channel is gift baskets for the love of baking and inspiration. So this is the baking part that I'm going to be doing today on my channel. And again, somebody requested they just want a plain bread pudding. And I just thought I would just go ahead and get everything prepared. And I'll tell you what I'm working with. Right here. I believe I got everything that I need here. What I did yesterday was that I diced and cube my bread, to make it a day old bread. Some people toast their things. I don't really like it toasted. We didn't do that. Old school. We didn't do that back in the day. We just cut our bread up, and usually if we had some day old bread, we would just one, two, three, maybe 4 or 5 old day bread. We would use all of that. Um, and we have the bread here. I did that yesterday so it can get just a little, try to get stale. And this is brioche bread. I love brioche bread because it's eggy and it has a sweetness to it. I don't like to use if I don't ever use white bread. That's what we did when I was growing up. We just used white bread. We didn't have brioche bread. Back in the day. When I was coming up. But this is what I'm using today. That's what I always will use moving forward for my bread puddings. I have 4 eggs. I have 2.5 cups of milk. And I'm going to be using also a cup of half and half. Let me pour that out right now. Let me use this here. Okay. I'm going to be using a cup of half and half. All right. I have a cup of sugar here. I'm going to use some cinnamon, a little dash of salt. And I'm going to pop some brown sugar in there. Even though they just want plain, I'm going to put a little bit of brown sugar and some cinnamon in there. All right. So I'm going to get the custard going. And I'm sorry, I have some butter here. I have a cup, a half a cup of butter here. And I just maybe only be using like maybe 3/4 of that stick of butter. But anyway, I'm going to pour I washed my hands already. My stove is already on at 350. And I'm just going to be pouring my milk in here. This is the whole milk. This is my half and half. People they do custards here different kinds of ways. Some use condensed milk, some use, just half and half, cream. I do it this way here, though. I'm going to put my cup of milk, my cup of sugar in here. I'm going to break my eggs. What I want to do with my eggs and what I should have did, but it's okay because we still do it this way. Because old school, we just pop the eggs right in there. We didn't like beat them up, before hand. So that's what I'm always used to doing. But I do like to mix my eggs up a little bit, beat them up a little bit before I put them in here. So these are 4 eggs. All right. So I'm going to just break the yolks up a little bit. All right. Now I'm going to put like a quarter, between an eighth of a teaspoon and a quarter of a teaspoon of salt. I'll go somewhere in between there. I'm going to use I'm not going to put too much cinnamon in this one because they really do want it plain. I just want to add like a hint of cinnamon in there. So I'm going to use about a teaspoon. A teaspoon in here. A teaspoon. Cinnamon. And I'm going to put a little bit of brown sugar in here just to give it a little bit more now of a pop. I think I'm going to put maybe like 2 tablespoons, and that's going to be it. Alright, I'm going to stir this up. Try to get that sugar to dissolve a little bit. Guys, I'm so sleepy this morning. I am so sleepy. I'm so sleepy. I'm trying to pull it together here. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to pour the butter in. Okay. Now this is our custard. It's all done. Really easy. Easy peasy. Okay. This over here. This is our mixture, if you can see it. I would like to use my cell phone for this because it gives a better video, but I don't know how to make my camera. I haven't even tapped into it. It's still a new phone. I haven't even bought a case for it. Just yet. I had the phone for about 2 months, and I haven't even. I went straight to the mall a couple of times, and they have a really nice place out there where they have like just cell phone cases. Too much in a hurry. Get out there and get what I gotta get and get on out of there. But things are slowing down for me right now, so I think I will be getting my cell phone case and moving forward. But my cell phone, it takes better pictures, and I can maneuver a little bit. But I don't know how to put it on widescreen right now. I don't know how to do widescreen. You just get that what do you call it? I don't even know what angle you call that, but until I can figure out how to do widescreen. Right now I'm using my laptop. So we're going to pour this in here. I'm going to stir this around. I don't want to make it too moist, so let me see how it is, because each time it's different. You can measure out one thing, and then when you go to get it all situated, is another thing. Okay. All right. So here we go. We're mixing this in here, like so, like that. Tabitha Brown, I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep using your line. Please don't do nothing to me, copyright or anything like that. All right, so this is kind of where I want it. I don't want to over mix it, But you know, this is our mixture here, and this at the consistency that I would like it to be. All right, so I have a little bit more left. You know, sometimes I have a little bit more left, so I think I'm gonna make me a little small sample. I always like to taste everything after I make it, you know, just to make sure it's on point. You know, no matter how long I've been making it, and plus, you know, just to have a little treat at that. Okay, so let me put this off to the side and let that soak up a little bit. I have my pan. I have a 9 by 13 pan, and I'm going to use, I don't use butter. You know, butter burns. I don't care even if you do put it in the stove. I like to use, there's a difference between margarine and butter. You know, butter is what you want to use, you know, when you're doing your, you know, your breads and your toast and all that kind of stuff. And margarine, I use Blue Bonnet to, if I'm not making a cake, you know, because I use Baker's Joy when I'm doing cakes and things like that. But any other time when I'm doing stuff like this, or I'm making a macaroni and cheese or something like that, I use Blue Bonnet because it doesn't burn. This is just my own personal preference. It doesn't burn. All right. And I tried to cut a little piece off the margarine stick there. I usually have the whole thing, but I had used a whole, excuse me, only a little part of that stick of butter. But anyway, margarine is better for me because it comes out well in my whatever I'm using, whatever I'm baking. It just comes out really well, and there's no burning. So this is the only time I really use margarine. Otherwise, I'm using butter because butter is a natural. Margarine is man-made. You know, it's artificial. And I try not to consume it as much as I can. I mean, I try not to consume it. Guys, I'm stuffing over all those because I'm a little tired right now. But, you know, it's going to be good. I'm going to use a little bit more. Here, this corner. This corner a little bit more. Alrighty. Alright, here we go. Just make sure it's, you know, it's nothing like the ends, you know. If they're not burnt too much on the ends, I love the ends of macaroni cheese, like the sides here. I think we all do because they're so, you know, they're just good. They just cook so perfectly, and the cheese is just extra. You know, it brings out the extra flavor when they're on the sides. So let me get a paper towel. So all that's left to do is to get. I just want to make sure we still at the right consistency before I pour it in. And what I'm going to do, even though the egg is in here, I just never recommend, you know, tasting, you know, something where the egg is not cooked. I'm just going to get a little sample of it because I want to see if it's still sweet enough and, you know, if it has the right. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, that's good. You know, back in the day, we used to eat cake batter and all that stuff with eggs and stuff, but now, you know, they leave the instructions: don't eat the batter, don't eat. And I understand why they're doing it. I do, because they don't want nobody to get sick, you know, and have a lawsuit on their hands. So it's always recommended to not eat raw eggs. But you know, this is all a personal decision that we make in our lives when we're baking. All right. Alrighty. And so here we go. and it's going to rise up. You know, it's going to get all puffy and rise up. Okay, so here we go. This is going to go into the stove. I'm going to clean up my edges a little bit. Okay, it's going to go into the stove at 350, and it's going to cook about almost close to an hour, 45 minutes to 55 minutes. We'll see. Okay. All right, and I'll be back when it's completed, when it's done out the oven. Okay, here's the finished product. Just got it out the stove. And again, this is a plain bread pudding. Let me use my towel here. It's a little hot. I hope you guys can pick that up. Nothing too much to see in the plain. Now my favorite is, I have two favorite. One is pineapple, and the other one is brown sugar pecan bread pudding. I'll do one of those at another time. But anyway, here's the finished product. I just came from out front, cleaning up my front patio while this was in the stove, and just waiting for the person to come pick it up. And I'm going to try to get me some rest of the day. So God bless you. You guys have a blessed day. Until the next video.